percent lower blood sugar, same food, same plate, just a different order of bites. No pill, no willpower, no cutting out the foods you love. A Cornell study proved this, and most people have never heard of it. And if that works, imagine what 4 of these strategies stacked together can do. I wore a glucose monitor for 30 days and tested every single one myself. What I found completely changed how I think about dessert and blood sugar. You do not have to give up cake, cookies, or ice cream to stay healthy. You just have to understand what actually causes the damage in your body. Most people think sugar is the villain, so they cut it out completely. They say no at birthday parties. They feel guilty after every single slip. They are still tired, still gaining weight, still craving sugar every afternoon. And they cannot figure out why nothing is changing for them at all. Here is the truth. The problem was never the sugar itself on your plate. The real problem is the spike. That violent blood sugar crash after eating dessert. That spike burns out your pancreas, stores fat, and crashes your energy by afternoon. The carbs were never fully the enemy. The uncontrolled spike was always the problem. So I asked a completely different question than most people ever think to ask. Can you eat dessert and still keep your blood sugar completely stable and flat? Same food, same joy, just a smarter response happening inside your body after eating. I went deep into real research. Cornell, the Diabetes Journal, the Journal of Sports Medicine, real human trials, real continuous glucose data. Not opinions, actual numbers from actual people. What I found were 4 specific things that drop your post-meal glucose spike significantly. Up to 40% reduction, without changing what you eat or how much you eat. I will walk you through every single one of them right now in order. Then at the end I will share the one thing that made the biggest difference. And it is not a drug, not a prescription, nothing complicated or expensive at all. Let us start with strategy 1, and this one will genuinely surprise most people today. It is not what you eat. It is the order you eat it in. Same plate, same calories, same everything. You just rearrange which bites you take first. Here is the exact rule. Protein and fiber first. Carbs and dessert always come last. Say you have steak, salad, mashed potatoes, and a slice of cheesecake on table. You eat the salad first, then the steak, then potatoes, then the cheesecake last. Cornell Medical College ran this exact experiment on real type 2 diabetic patients. Same meal twice, bread, juice, chicken, salad, and broccoli given to the same people. Once eating carbs first. Once eating protein and vegetables first. Then carbs served at end. When carbs came first, glucose spiked hard and fast inside every single participant tested. When protein and vegetables came first, glucose dropped 29% at 30 minutes after eating. At 60 minutes, it dropped 37%. At 120 minutes, it was still 17% lower overall. Insulin levels also dropped significantly. Same food. Same plate. Completely different outcome for body. A 37% lower glucose spike. No pill. No supplement. Just the order of your bites. Here is why this works so well inside your body during every single meal. Fiber from vegetables physically slows how fast carbs get absorbed into your bloodstream after eating. It acts like a speed bump in your gut. Sugar trickles in instead of flooding. Protein triggers a hormone called GLP-1. Your body makes this completely free of charge. It slows digestion and tells your pancreas to stay calm on the insulin release. So at every meal, start with protein and fiber for the first 5 minutes minimum. Then have your carbs. Then have your dessert if you choose to have it today. At a birthday party, eat the chicken and salad first, then go get the cake. Just by reordering your fork, you have already cut your spike by almost 1/3. And we have not even reached the most powerful strategies yet. Keep reading. Stay with me. Strategy 2 is simple, but most people completely ignore it every single day without knowing. Never eat sugar alone. Never have dessert on a completely empty stomach by itself, ever. That 3 p.m. cookie at your desk is doing far more damage than you currently realize. The ice cream at 10 p.m. The donut on the way to work in the morning. When sugar hits an empty stomach, there is nothing there to slow it down at all. No protein, no fat, no fiber. It is a direct hit straight into your bloodstream. But the exact same dessert eaten right after a full meal behaves completely differently inside. Protein and fat are already in your stomach. They blunt the absorption. They shave the peak. Studies on food sequencing show combining carbs with protein and fat blunts glucose response significantly, sometimes by 30 to 50%, compared to eating those exact same carbs completely alone, isolated. Your body literally responds to the same calories differently depending on what surrounds them inside. This is why dessert in France follows a full meal, never eaten alone as snack. So the rule is simple. If you want cake, have it within 30 minutes of dinner. Not at 3 p.m. alone. Not at 10 p.m. Right after a real meal with protein included. Same cookie after lunch barely cracked 125 on my monitor versus 140 eaten alone earlier. Same calories. Same dessert. Way smaller spike just because of what surrounded it during eating. Always pair your sugar with a real meal. That single habit changes everything for you. Strategy 3 might sound almost too simple to actually work, but the data is clear. After dessert or any carb-heavy meal, just go for a short walk outside or inside. Not a workout. Not a run. Not a sweat session. Literally just a casual walk. 2 to 10 minutes. That is the entire ask. Nothing more is needed from you. In 2022, researchers at University of Limerick published a meta-analysis in Journal of Sports Medicine. They looked at every available study on movement and blood sugar levels after meals eaten. The conclusion was clear. Even 2 to 5 minutes of light walking lowered post-meal glucose. A 2025 study found a 10-minute walk after eating dropped peak blood sugar by 10%, from 182 down to 164. Just from walking. No medication. No fasting. No complicated protocol. Your muscles are massive sponges for glucose when they are moving even at a slow pace. They pull sugar straight from your bloodstream without needing insulin to make it happen inside. Walking gives your pancreas a complete vacation, right when it needs the rest the most. And here is the part that surprised me the most when I first read this research. Post-meal walking dropped glucose significantly more than working out before eating did in studies. Pre-meal exercise barely moved the needle. But post-meal walking made a measurable real difference. So finish your dinner. Finish your dessert. Do not sit on the couch right after. Walk for 10 minutes. Outside. Inside. With your dog. With your kid. It counts fully. That is the price of admission for dessert. 10 minutes of walking. Nothing more required. Strategy 4 is about timing, and the science here completely changed my evening eating habits. Your body at 9 p.m. is metabolically a completely different machine than your body at 9 a.m. In the morning, insulin sensitivity is high. Your pancreas fires fast. Glucose disposal is quick. By evening, everything slows down. Especially after 7 or 8 p.m., the entire system shifts gears. Insulin sensitivity drops. Your pancreas produces less insulin per unit of glucose entering the blood. Your body is now shifting toward storage and repair, not toward burning food as energy. A landmark study from the National Academy of Sciences proved this with remarkable clarity and data. The same meal eaten at 8 p.m. produced a glucose response 17% higher than eaten at 8 a.m. Early-phase insulin secretion was 20% lower in the evening compared to the exact same morning. A separate study on pre-diabetics found evening glucose readings averaged 40 points higher than morning. Same meal, same person, same day, just different time. The response was dramatically worse at night. This is why shift workers have nearly double the rate of type 2 diabetes overall. Their bodies are eating during the metabolic rest window. The food simply does far more damage. So if you want dessert, eat it earlier. Have cake at 6:30 p.m., not at 10:30 p.m. The same slice does significantly less metabolic damage when your circadian system is still fully active. My personal cutoff is 7 p.m. Dessert comes with dinner. Dinner is done by 6:30 most nights. That gives my body 3 hours of movement time before sleep to process everything consumed. If I miss that window, I simply wait until tomorrow evening. No guilt. No exception made. Now stack all 4 of these together. Food order, pairing, walking, timing. The results compound fast. I watched this happen on my own glucose monitor across dozens of meals tested personally. Carbs in dessert do not have to be your enemy. They just need to be managed smarter. Here is what I want you to walk away with after everything you just learned today. This is not about avoiding dessert. Not about saying no at your kid's birthday party. Not about skipping ice cream on a summer beach trip with the people you love. It is about controlling how your body responds to the food you are already enjoying daily. Eat your protein first. Pair your sugar with a full meal every single time you eat. Walk 10 minutes after. Do not eat late at night when your metabolism has already slowed. Most people will never have this information. They will keep cutting foods and feeling confused always. You have it now. Use it. And send this to one person who still fears sugar completely.